Hey everyone, this video is going to be a get ready with me featuring some spring colors, some dewy skin, and a lot of like new products that I've picked up recently that I've either shown in like recent hauls or things I'm just kind of really feeling for the moment. I'm just so excited that spring is here because the weather is finally getting nicer again and it just puts me in a good mood. So in this video, I just did the eyes and the lips. I will post the face routine down in the description bar, so check that out. It's featuring all drugstore products. So the eyeshadows are all from Makeup Geek, which aren't drugstore, but they're $5, $6, $10 a piece depending on which ones you get, and it's still extremely affordable. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is use the Hard Candy Eyes the Limit eyeshadow primer, and using an eyeshadow primer is just going to ensure that your shadows don't fade or crease or really even budge throughout the time that you are wearing your makeup. I know before I used to use an eyeshadow primer, like my lids, I mean they're already oily and I have a hooded lid and my shadows would crease like crazy. So that eyeshadow primer does a really good job at actually evening out my skin tone on my lid because I have a little bit of veining. But to give me even a more blank canvas, I'm going to use the Jordana 12-Hour Made to Last eyeshadow pencil in Continuous Almond. Using eyeshadow bases like this actually make the colors even more vibrant, and they also help to even out the eyelid if you have any discoloration or veining that comes through. Alright team, all of these shadows I'm going to be using are from my Makeup Geek palette. I have a couple of extra MAC shadows in here, I think. Well, like one extra MAC shadow, I think Amber Light's right here. But other than that, the rest of them are all Makeup Geek eyeshadows. And I recently hauled these in one of my most recent videos. To set the lid really quickly, I'm just going to go in with the color Peach Smoothie, which is this one right here. So I'm going to start out by highlighting my brow bone and using the color Beaches and Cream with this Sonia Kashuk large flat shader brush. Found that I like to highlight under my brow bone first because you kind of cover up you can have a tendency to cover up some of your highlight if you go in with your crease color. But this way we're like gradually going down. So next for my crease, I am going to use the color Creme Brûlée. I'm just using this really old fluffy brush that I got from Walmart. Creme Brûlée isn't much darker than my natural skin color. Generally you want to go in with a color that's the same color as your skin color, or maybe a shade darker, just to give you like a nice transition. So you always want your shadows to kind of have this just like natural fade and get lighter. And this just ensures that you don't see like a dark crease and then it goes like straight into my highlight color, because that can be a little harsh. And I'm just using windshield wiper motions to kind of carve out a higher crease. I have a really hooded eyelid. Like if you look, it folds much lower than where I'm placing this color, but I want to give the illusion of a higher crease, so that's what I'm doing. I found that these Makeup Geek eyeshadows are very powdery, at least the matte ones. I mean, they have good pigmentation and lasting powder, but I find them a little powdery, I must say. Okay, so I'm trying to make this look as simple as possible. I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker color called Frappe. It's like a shade darker than the Creme Brûlée, and it's also a little bit cooler. Okay, and to deepen up my crease even further, I'm going to use Coco Bear and this Royal and Langnickel crease brush. So I'm taking a crease brush that is a lot skinnier than the one that I was using because I want to place this like in a specific place. I want to place this in a specific place. That makes a lot of sense. But I'm going underneath the Frappe color. 2 shades darker than Frappe and actually a lot warmer. Alrighty, so you can see it kind of just like starts darker at the closer, you know, closer to my lid, and then just gradually fades up, kind of like that blown out effect. Now, the exciting part. The lid color I'm going to use is the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows in the Spotlight and Grandstand. So just eyeballing it, the two of these colors mixed together remind me a lot of MAC's Tan Pigment, which is one of my most favorite, like my most favorite pigment ever. So that's them right there. And that's a swatch of them, but like when I mix them together, they really remind me of Tan Pigment. It's just a really nice rose gold. And I'm just going to apply these with I think this is a Morphe synthetic eyeshadow brush. Or is this Crown? One of the two. And there's like no fallout with the foiled eyeshadows, which makes sense. Okay, and to blend out everything, I'm going back in with Peach Smoothie. Okay, for mascara, I am using these two new ones I've picked up recently. This is Hard Candy's 1000 Lashes Fiberized Lash Weave Mascara, and then the Milani Lash Trifecta, which is supposed to lengthen, curl, and separate. So I'm just pretty much gonna go back and forth between the two of these. Let's start out with the Milani one. Okay, for my waterline, I'm going to go in with the NYX Wonder Pencil in the color Medium and pop this down there so that it gives me a brightening effect. And then on the lower lash line, I'm just going to use the Lash Trifecta by Milani again. Okay, so I have already contoured, bronzed, applied my blush and my highlighter. If you want to see that, check out my recent foundation routine that I will have linked in the description box, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to put it up before I do the rest of this, all of this jizz here. Only thing left is lips, and I'm going to first line my lips with the Milani True Instant Color Statement Lip Liner in the color Nude. And on top of that, I'm going to use the Hard Candy Velvet Mousse Matte Lip Color, which I'm excited to try. So this is in the shade Hibiscus, and it's a really pretty coral. It feels kind of like the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, but a little bit more liquidy. Ooh, and then lastly, I'm just going to pop a little bit of In the Spotlight on my tear duct, well, in my tear duct. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs it up if you want to see some more Get Ready With Me's. And yeah, thanks so much as always for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.